A shotgun will keep you a lot safer. A double-barrel shotgun than the assault weapons in somebody's hands who doesn't know how to use it, even one who does know how to use it. You know, it's harder to use an assault weapon and hit something than it is a shotgun.
Vice President Joe Biden on the best weapon for defending yourself. One of my arguments against guns is you don't need assault weapons for self-defense. But joining me now are the gun girls, two women who says precisely why they need them. Celia Bigelow is Director of Campus Action for American Majority Action. Aubrey Blankenship is the Director of Communications at the Blue Ridge Arsenal in Chantilly, Virginia. Welcome to you, ladies.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Explain to me why you believe you need an AR-15 style assault rifle.
Well, I personally bought one for self-defense. One, they're lightweight, they are quite accurate. I can shoot them more accurately than a handgun or a shotgun. And three, these, I'm going to pull a David Gregory right here, and I can hold up my 30-round magazine right here because it's actually legal in Virginia. But I want a gun that can hold a lot of ammo, because if I'm faced with an intruder or multiple intruders that come into my home, I want to make sure I have enough ammo to get the job done, especially if they're armed. So I want to have, they essentially serve as an insurance mechanism to make sure that I have enough rounds that if multiple intruders come in and they're armed, I don't have to take the time to reload.
And I'm sure that was one of the reasons why Adam Lanza's mother had one at her house, along with a series of other weapons. As you now know, this deranged young man took his mother's weapons, including an AR-15, went to an elementary school and murdered 26 people, including 20 young children. And I guess that's where it stops being quite so funny and becomes a much more serious issue, because that is what happens. The mass shooters get their hands on these things. James Holmes, the Aurora shooter, was legally able to buy one and go and commit mass murder as well. And it's that that concerns me. And much as I listen to you and try and respect your argument, I agree with Joe Biden. I don't understand why you can't use a regular rifle or a regular pistol or regular handgun to defend yourselves. Why do you need these mass killing machines?
Well, here's the thing, Piers, is the fact that this is the most popular rifle in the United States. There's 3 million people, as you know well, who own these, and they are quote-unquote called assault weapons. However, the vast majority of law-abiding citizens who own them do not consider them for the purpose of assault, but rather hunting.
Do you agree with, well, no one uses it for hunting, because every hunter's told me if you can't get a deer down in 3 shots, you're not a hunter. And if you spray them with 100 bullets, it becomes a ridiculous farce where you destroy the animal. So that's not hunting.
Actually, Piers, let me make this point really fast. Actually, assault AR-15s in Virginia are actually not allowed to be used to hunt deer because they don't get the job done.
Right.
They don't essentially kill deers right away.
The only animal is a rabbit in Virginia.
Do you ladies agree? Do you ladies agree with automatic weapons being banned?
That's not the issue at hand right now, because they are banned. The issue at hand right now.
With respect, it's my question. It's not the issue. It's a question.
Yeah, but this isn't the reason why we were brought on the show to talk.
Can you just answer my question?
Because the issue at hand right now.
Let me answer the question. I asked it of Newt Gingrich, and he answered me. I just want you to answer the question. Do you believe automatic weapons should be banned as they are?
Basically, that is something that I don't really.
I believe right now that it's not the issue at hand.
And could you just
really don't
could you answer the
question?
question?
Right now.
Can either of you answer a simple question? Do you agree with the government's decision, which is an ongoing law, to ban automatic weapons?
Right now, yes, they should be used in the military, because right now, assault or automatic weapons, they're much harder to control, and they shoot many more rounds per minute than an AR-15 does.
Okay,
and here's the thing,
but you both know that an AR-15, as we saw at Aurora and we saw at Sandy Hook, they can fire up to 100 rounds in 1 minute. Indeed, there are magazines that can hold 100 rounds for those weapons, and they can commit mass murder on that scale. So explain to me why these are less. It's not funny, seriously. It's really not funny. When 20 children get slaughtered, and this debate comes out of there, it's not a matter to laugh, okay? It really isn't. It's not a
No, it's
laughing
definitely.
matter.
But let's look at. I'm laughing because you're interrupting me and I can't get my point, and that's how I react.
Well, you wouldn't answer the
But I'm
question.
not
Let me
laughing
answer
at the fact.
it one more time. Let me answer it one more time.
Well, let me make a
What
point
is the
here.
difference
Let
in
me
terms
make
of
a
the
point
ability?
here.
What is the difference in the ability to cause mass murder between an automatic weapon and an AR-15 with a
Piers?
100-bullet magazine? Explain to me.
Let's look at what happened when there was an assault weapons ban in place. There was a mass murder. It's called Columbine, and that happened with a 9mm gun, among other guns that weren't assault rifles. And you can hear from Democrats. Many Democrats are making the point now that banning assault rifles won't necessarily stop these mass murders from happening.
Mm-hmm. But you can't explain a difference in terms of ability to commit mass murder between an automatic weapon you agree should be banned and an AR-15 that can fire 100 bullets in a minute. Can you explain to me?
We both know that the basic difference is you pull the trigger and it shoots, as opposed to the automatic. And we, as young women wanting to defend ourselves, we want the capacity to have more bullets than your average handgun would have. And so we've decided that this is something that we, in defending and exercising our Second Amendment rights, as well as
let's bring up a situation here. We saw a situation in Georgia just a couple weeks ago where a mom was hiding in her attic with her 2 children when an intruder entered her home. She had a handgun that only had 6 rounds in it. She fired all 6 rounds, missed the intruder once, hit him 5 times in the face and in the neck, and he still lived. What if there had been another intruder
how many of the 3 million Americans that own AR-15s have ever used them to defend themselves at home?
And that's not a question
there are far many examples, but are the media willing to cover them?
Do you know one?
For example, yes, absolutely. In 2010, in Houston, Texas, there was a 15-year-old boy alone at home, and he was home alone with his 12-year-old sister when 2 intruders tried to enter in the front door and in the back door of his house. He grabbed his AR-15 and shot at them, and they ran away.
Do you believe, ladies,
and the fact is that,
let me ask you this, do you believe that women should be allowed on the front line in combat in the military?
I believe they should, but I believe they should pass the same physical tests that men do before going into combat.
Okay, then we finally agree on something.
Yes.
Thank you both for joining me.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for having us, Piers.
Coming up.